Welcome back to Marbella Now. My name is Nicole King, and this is Boy.
Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day. Halfway twisted.
Welcome back to another program. As always, we are going to welcome a CIT Marbella Guest of the Week. CIT Marbella is a business networking association that covers more than 500 different companies, 80 different professions, and everybody supporting each other, making for a better city. CIT Marbella is also very well connected on administrative things with the Spanish government, grants, and all things that can help a very small business or a large business. Today, we're welcoming a very prestigious business, which is the Thiara Health Centre in the Oasis Business Centre. I was very honoured to go to the inauguration of the centre, thanks to an invitation by Marie Noel of Marie Noel Communications, and today get to welcome Bárbara to the programme, who's the aesthetic medical professional. We're going to find out more. Bárbara, welcome to the programme.
Thank you.
Really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Have you been with the health centre since it opened?
Yeah, we opened in April.
Is it really? It's that long? It's now since April?
Yeah, since April.
It's kind of weird because it's still very new, although it's now been since April. How have you found the first few months?
Well, the first few months were not very busy, but right now, after summer, we have a very huge amount of patients. We are very happy.
It takes time, I think, for people to first hear that you exist,
Yeah.
and then to understand what you do differently to other centres to make it worth them checking it out. I know that I was very impressed with all the installations. It looks very professional, very relaxing, very beautiful. But I think what I was most impressed about was how you can do health tests on every aspect of somebody's well-being to then diagnose exactly what should be done, in what order it should be done. But it's a very impressive setup.
Yeah, Thiara Health is more is like an idea. We create specialized programs for each patient to help them to live a better lifestyle and improve their quality of their life.
But that also, from my understanding, is from general aches and pains to anti-aging in the sense of, as I say, I mean, the thought for me was like, I should go and just do a full checkup and see all the different things that are available and that are recommendable.
Yeah, it's a paradox that when we are in our over 40s or 50s, 60 years old, we have more time, more experience in life, but we don't feel like ourselves. But what if you can feel like in your 30s? This is what Thiara Health tries to improve, like live your life better. So all the checkup, medical checkup, starts with a genetic study. This is make this clinic unique. This genetic study help us to understand the genome. The genome is the human code. So if you know the human code, you can treat the issues or the problem you have in the present, but you can prevent future ones. This is what makes our clinic unique.
It is quite fascinating. What kind of medical team do you have as a base at the health centre?
We have doctors, internal doctors, aesthetic nutritionists, personal trainer. It's a very complete team. The second thing we do too is the hormonal profiling. Everyone knows how the lack of hormones can impact in our daily life. You know, I have in my file this aesthetics. All my patients told me the change they see on their skin, their hair, even the activity, how they feel with the lack of hormones. So this is one of our main issues too. And it's all aspects of the lifestyle, lack of sleep, how we, face our problems, stress management, nutrition, physical activity. This holistic approach of the patient makes this clinic unique.
So the idea is that you go, you get a diagnosis, and then you can book in with the different specialists to address the specifics
depending on your needs.
On each person.
We design a personalized program for each person depending on of their needs.
If I remember rightly, you also had like massage areas.
We have massage areas
and things like that.
too.
So you don't need to go just for like health things, but you can go just for well-being aspects as well.
Yeah, we have a massage area, we have sauna. It's a very complete clinic. We have hyperbaric chamber.
Oh, really?
Yeah, everyone knows about the benefits of the hyperbaric chamber. It helps the recovery of the tissue. It helps to improve the activity, and with the collagen inductor even too.
Wonderful. And what is your particular responsibility at the clinic?
I'm the aesthetic doctor.
So what does that cover?
Our clinic offers a very huge amount of aesthetic treatment that try to enhance the natural beauty of each patient. Everyone knows about the overall filler syndrome. We like natural changes, progressive, depending on the needs of each patient. So we have a very high technology that we are happy about this technology to organize and to design treatment to help you to improve the quality of the skin, to recover the loss of the volume, but without transform your face. It's like a natural result, progressive result. We have to think in the face of our patient in the next several years. I don't like artificial result that you can see when the patient moves their face. We like something natural.
So are the products that you use also natural for these treatments?
Well, the more demanding treatment right now is the lasers, for example. I believe that the most important thing is the skin quality. It's the first thing you see. So I like to do skin quality treatment like lasers, peeling, skincare routine. Then we do replace it of the volume, fillers, collagen inductors. The future of the aesthetic medicine is the preventive one. Is induce your collagen progressively to avoid, the falling of the skin, to have a skin more tight, more, refresh.
I'm sure knowing and understanding how it works makes a big difference. I know that after my 50th birthday, I looked like 12 till I was 50, and then suddenly, as you say, the texture of the skin changes, different dynamics going on completely. And what we eat, I think, also is a big influence, and the creams we put on our bodies, because we absorb everything without realizing what we're actually consuming or rubbing on our skin.
Yeah, the magic of this clinic is that I can, make a team with my colleagues to help my patient, because we can improve the outside, but the inside too. So it's a combination, it's the perfect mix for the aesthetics.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from Tarifa.
Oh, very nice, but you're Spanish.
Yeah, Spanish.
And you were born in Tarifa, and you're not crazy from all that wind.
No, I know.
I love Tarifa.
Yeah.
I love windsurfing in Tarifa. I learned to windsurf in Marbella. I love to go to Tarifa, and I often think about living there. And then I go on a windy day, and it's like, no.
Imagine living there for 2 weeks with a lot of wind. It's crazy.
But you enjoyed growing up there, obviously.
Yeah, I always come back each 2 weeks. I always spend a weekend there. Wonderful.
And what brought you specifically to Marbella? Was it for the job with Thiara, or were you already living here?
It's because I moved to Malaga to study medicine, and then when I started with aesthetic, Marbella is a perfect place to develop in this field,
Have you learned a lot since you've been in this field? Because you mentioned all the different effects of the people who get treatments that obviously aren't maybe the most recommended because they don't look so good. And there seems to be this face of people who do treatments, and they seem to all look like each other, and the lips and what have you.
Aesthetics evolve very fast, so we are always in Congress, reading research, and so the products change too. And in Marbella, people have been using fillers and aesthetic treatment for a very long time, so you can see even permanent filler. So we have a very huge technology in the clinic, for example, the ultrasound. I love to use the ultrasound because you can see what people have inside. So it helps to treat my patients and having more information. So in Marbella, you see everything, permanent fillers, people that has been treated in different parts of the world. So
Can you do something if someone's had something done that's maybe not the optimum treatment? Do you have the ability at your clinic to kind of reverse things and use alternative treatments?
We do this very often, the reversal, because with the ultrasound we can use the hyaluronic dust. The hyaluronic dust is the enzyme that destroys the hyaluronic acid. So with the overfiller syndrome that is very common here, I have a lot of young women with less than 30 years old that they are overfillers, so they look like older. So with the ultrasounds, I used to dissolve the extra filler, and then we start again with the preventive, using lasers or collagen inductors. If you use a lot of volume filler, you can change a face, and I think this is not medicine. The real aesthetic medicines helps you to improve your appearance, not to transform it.
But I think this is a shame that people haven't realised what they were doing, and I think once they start, they get used to how they look and they don't see it sometimes.
But for example, I use fillers, collagen inductors, I use Botox, and it's not very obvious. So this is the clue, is use the less amount of product that you need and just maintaining.
It's all quite interesting. Do you like what you do?
Yeah, I really love it. Because you see how people embrace themselves and they are happier with their autoesteem. It helps a lot.
So people can come to the clinic on a medical aspect to come and get a revision and see your doctor's teams, but also if you want to just go and be a bit pampered and have a massage or just go and get a dietary evaluation, basically everything is an option.
Yeah. It's an option. We have a meeting with the doctors and then we design a plan. It's depending, but if you want just train in the gym or go to the spa, it's open for them too.
Wonderful. And can people just pop by and check it out?
Yeah.
Or do they have to ring and make an appointment first?
Depending on their needs. If they just want a massage, they can, but if they want, they have problem with the sleep, lack of sleep or something, we normally do a medical appointment,
Wonderful. And I have to say that when I was there for that brief introduction to the centre, I was well impressed that they have one room with everything in it, and you go from one machine to the other, and then they give you a full analysis, which is something that I and Nando, my colleague on Good Morning Spain, is also like, I want to do that. So maybe we should go and do that and record it one day and show you what it's like. Highly recommendable. Barbara, thank you ever so much to come and chat with us.
Thank you.
Boys fascinated.
I hope to see you there soon.
I will be there, and this is not a threat, it's a promise. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hey, hey.
Zero Heroes, welcome to Urban Chive.
Zero Heroes, welcome to Gusto e Fantasia.
It's wonderful to welcome new people to the programme, but it's also lovely to welcome back familiar faces, as is that of Jeremy Ferguson. Jeremy, I haven't seen you for ages.
I know, long time no see.
Long time no see.
Yeah.
Really disappointing I couldn't make it to your restart of your business networking lunches.
I know.
It looks like it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was good. We had a lot of people there. Been a long time since we had the last one, so...
A long time? Was it over a year?
3 or 4.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow,
absolutely. Yeah,
shows you how quickly the time goes by.
The last one was pre-COVID.
No way.
So, yeah, we did a number.
I remember it was Los Naranjos.
Yeah.
We were doing a lot of events, but I can't believe that long time has gone by.
I know. So
being a new daddy has obviously kept you exceedingly
that
busy.
was part of the problem. So we had COVID, we had lockdown, then it went into
Babies.
baby 1, baby 2. Yeah, and then it was, you know, do we do it again? Do we not do it again? My colleagues have been doing them all over Europe. So, yeah.
I had to chuckle though, because when you had the coming back and it was like networking done right.
Yeah.
So the rest of you've all been doing it wrong. No. Jeremy's back now and he's doing it right. But I had to say, it made it chuckle. But they are slightly different. You kind of follow an interesting concept with your business lunches.
Yeah, I mean, the history is long, which you know of, so...
Yeah, but maybe our viewers don't. So give us a quick reminder.
The British Chamber of Commerce owned almost a gentleman's drinking club in Barcelona. And about 20 years ago, a colleague of mine took it over because the Chamber of Commerce financially was struggling. So they took it over and then... or we took it over. And we've been running them for... I went to my first business lunch nearly 15 years ago in Barcelona, and we run them in different countries, so Italy, Spain, Portugal,
and if
France.
you're like part of the club, does it mean that if you're in Italy, Portugal, France, Barcelona, you can like hook up with people from the club? How does the actual, or is it just the lunches?
It's the lunches. So we do drinks as well, so we've done a few here as well, but it's really, it came from a gentleman's drinking club. We got hold of it, we turned it into something that was more open.
But business being basically the motivation, meet like-minded people of good standing who you can then network with to make relationships for business and prosper and what
exactly.
have you.
The premise is really based around English speaking, so and predominantly British business people who are operating in those countries. And it's selfless in the sense that we just want to promote and help people integrate their businesses. So we want people to meet good, like-minded people that have been in business for a long time, because we know what the coast is like. So, and it's the same in different parts of Europe. So if you take southern France in Antibes and Nice, places like that, there's a lot of toing and froing of people coming in and setting things up. So we like the long-standing side of the business. And also helping to promote local businesses that have been around and are for the good of the local community. So
I've always met really nice people at your events.
Yeah.
And as you say, it's that encouraging that return business in the sense of the people who are resident, long-term visions, settled in the community to establish themselves with mutual goals.
Yeah, we want people that run businesses that are selfless, in the sense that if you meet people and there's things they need, you want to pass them on to other business people that are like-minded. So from my point of view, I'm in financial services, but that's a small part of what people need when they move here. So it's a myriad of, if you want to buy a car, do I know the right people to go to that I can trust and that I've known for a long time and will do the right thing by their clients? So it's that commonality of dealing with people that are doing the right thing for the clients and doing it on the basis that it's the right for the client, and then business is secondary in a sense.
I think that's a really important factor, because there are a lot of businesses here that do business, but not necessarily with the objecting of the best deal for the client. Quite frequently in transitional cities, holiday cities, it's making that quick buck, so to speak, getting how much can you get away with. In fact, I remember a company setting up and they wanted to see me and they were asking for advice, and one of the things that he said was, how much charging do you think I can get away with? And I looked and it's like, you're not going to last long with that philosophy. You should have an idea of what your value is. And I understand, check the market value with other people offering similar services. But how much can I get away with is not the mentality really, I think, that
would be
you or I would encourage.
I like to think that, if a business is here long term, we know that people move here and they need looking after. They need protecting from, if you like, the devils that are on the coast.
And themselves, frequently.
Themselves, so it's protecting them. So it's nice to feel that you're in a business that can do that. So I've been here 20 odd years now, so I know the right people to put people in touch with, and that's what we try and do.
You started off in Sotogrande.
I did.
Which was a million miles away at that time, and now it's just down the road.
I know.
It's amazing how that commute has turned into something quite simple, really.
Yeah.
How did you find the transition from Sotogrande to Marbella? Because completely different type of people, a lot more Spanish in Sotogrande, a lot more foreigners, I would think, here. What have you found the main differences and benefits?
I think here is much more multinational, if that's the right. So for me, English is my main language, or my language. It's the common language here, which I felt in Sotogrande it was very different, a completely different environment.
You were still living in Spain at that time.
Yeah, in a way, but it was just so. In the off season, I was called. Apart from July, August, it was just dead. It was very, very quiet. I think it's changed quite a lot now. I did 15 years there, or lived there for 15 years, and I prefer it here. I think here is much more vibrant, and bringing young children up here, I think, gives them children at school here, that their friends are from all over the world. But the common language is definitely English, which I find, living in Spain, my Spanish is okay, but it's nice to see that the children all converse in English. It's quite incredible.
It's quite curious. In fact, I had friends from Madrid who were sending their daughter to Ireland to speak English and came back speaking nothing because she'd been with a lot of Spanish people.
Yeah.
And I just said, I'll take her down to Marbella for a couple of months. She won't be able to speak Spanish. And it was exactly that way. We stayed by El Paraiso, and you had the fish and chip shop and everything's in English, and the butchers,
I know the one you mean as well.
the restaurants, and I think that was the year that the San Pedro Chiringuitos, San Pedro population put in a denuncia because none of the chiringuitos had a menu in Spanish. It was all in English. Yeah, it was like just devastating.
It's quite unusual now. So my eldest son, he's at St George's in San Pedro, and he's 26 in the class. He's the only child in the class that has 2 native English parents, and all of the others are not. It's quite incredible, considering it's an English school, but the Spanish want to put their children and many other nationalities into the school because it's an English school. They want their children to be speaking English.
Yeah, it's very important, as you say, it is a common language for communication.
Yeah. So my son gets a lot of playdate askings, if that's the right word, because he's native English and they all want him to practice Spanish, Yes. And we're the other way. We want them to speak Spanish.
Well, the good thing is with kids of both dual nationality, when they go to the other family's house, they'll get the Spanish input.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then when they come to you, they'll get the English.
Spanish, without a doubt. So, there's 26 out of 27 Spaniards
Funny,
in the class. But it is very different to what I thought would be the scenario.
There are schools that are 100% with the English, and then there are other English schools, as you say, that has a large percentage of the international. The good thing is, as they grow, you take it as it comes.
Yeah, we'll see.
And grow with them and
which
see
way they swing. Yeah, definitely.
You're a financial advisor.
Yep.
What changes have you seen in requirements of people over the last couple of decades?
I've seen a huge swing in why people are coming here. So if I tend to specialise in British retired expats that are coming here. And if I go back to pre-Brexit, clients would come to me having had a lifelong dream of retiring to Spain. So let's say, I don't know, they were both teachers in the UK and they worked their lives in the UK and they got to retirement age and they had always wanted to come in. Maybe they'd had a second home, and quite often they had. And it was pre-Brexit, it was always, we want to move to Spain. This is our dream. We want the sunshine. This is our retirement dream. Brexit came and created effectively people becoming non-EU nationals, if you want to use that word. So it went from you had the right to live in Spain as an EU national to you would apply for the permission to live here. But what I've seen is a markedly different take on the way people come to me now, because before it was a dream, whereas now a lot of it is we're sick and tired of the UK and that's why we want to come here, and what do we need to do to live here? That's a marked difference.
Do you think they have any, because I imagine that sick and tired of the UK, a lot of it is political reasons and the state of the country because of the decisions and the confusion.
Yeah.
Do you think any of them actually look to see what the situation is in Spain, or just because it's the sunshine, it's automatically a better option? Do you think they evaluate what they're getting into?
I think a lot of them are naive in the sense that they've been here on holiday, they've maybe had a second home and spent some time, and that became restricted post-Brexit, because before you could spend as much time as you wanted here, but there was a tax reason to try and avoid being here for more than 6 months of the year. And now I think they want to move. And the motivation is, well, the tax situation probably isn't any worse than the UK, and post-budget recently it's probably more beneficial. So their reasons are almost more emotional than they used to be. Before it was a bit more logistical, whereas now it's quite emotional. They want to come to the sun. And they see Spain as a much safer place, I think is probably one of the words I would use. I see that a lot. People are saying, we don't feel safe where we are in the UK. Maybe they're in North London, and it's a generalisation I wouldn't want to make, but people do have that perception. They're saying, we want to come to... It's lovely. They love the children. The life is so different, and the quality of life they see. And also, the big one is cost of living. They see it as being, because they come here for 2 weeks and they go away, and they're looking at what they've spent eating out. And they're
value
saying,
for money.
Yeah.
You're getting a lot more for your money
I think so, yeah. I mean, we all know that you can go, if you're not really in the hot spots of maybe here in Marbella, but if you're slightly out of town, so to speak, or slightly inland, it's... I've got some clients at the moment that I'm dealing with in Olvera, which is behind Ronda. It's another 45 minutes inland. And what they're buying for pound or euro in property terms, and what they're spending on eating out, their life will change.
Yeah, it's a big difference. I notice even when I go to the Malaga city, and things that you take for the norm in Marbella, but when you go to a proper city with a normal city life, and you realize actually it's half the price before you start if you're in the general Spanish areas.
I think we have to be careful here in Marbella, and I now look at, I know San Pedro where you live, my office is there, and then you look at Estepona and these places in between, so you've got Manilva, Sabanias and these places. The cost of living is very, very specific to little bubbles of the coast. So if you look at Marbella Central and the Golden Mile, maybe that's not a great representation, but outside of that, I've got many clients that are moving to Herradura, La Herradura, the other east of Malaga. The value they're getting for property and cost of living is exceptional.
The Golden Mile is certainly extending.
Yeah.
So if you want to get in quick, because the prices are going up. What do you think is the biggest mistake people make financially coming over, just to finish off? What, as a financial advisor, advise the people. What would you say is your biggest advice for people?
Don't rush. I think people that... I like to see people move here and rent. I know rental's a bit of an issue nowadays, but take your time, come to somewhere where you think you might want to live, but take your time, because living somewhere is very different to holidaying for 2, 3, 4 weeks a year. You know this, it's completely different. And from my point of view, I always say to people, take your time, don't throw yourself into buying off plan, doing these things. Take your time and spend some quality time living 24/7 for a few months and finding out that maybe it isn't. I think what people do is they think the Spanish lifestyle and going into a small village somewhere inland, etc., will be because they want the Spanish life. It's not the same once you live there.
Exactly, it can get very small very quickly.
Very quickly, and there are issues around healthcare. A lot of my clients are elderly, or older, I should say, and then being in short distance to the great hospitals that we have here on the Costa del Sol, vis-a-vis, being an hour inland where you have to travel that time.
Getting even ambulances there if you have an issue.
Yeah.
If you're in the off the beaten track, they're going to think twice about going.
Well, we as a family, we love to go to Chiclana, which I'm sure you know of, and we go there quite a lot. And there's Santa Petri where we go. I don't think I want my children to have a proper fall and a cut there, because if you need to take them to a hospital, it's Cadiz, it's probably Algeciras, it's an hour's drive either way, and people forget those sorts of things. So if people that I deal with are older and they have long-term health issues, you probably do want to be a bit closer to the Costa.
You really do
So
need to think about it.
yeah, and that only comes with time when you're here. It only comes with time.
It really does. Well, thank you for your sound advice. Congratulations on the restart of the business lunches.
Thank you. Yeah.
And we're looking forward now because through Jeremy, we are going to be meeting now Clive, who's the owner of Coto restaurant, which is where the comeback luncheon was held.
Yeah, it was very good. It was very good. I think we had 60-ish people there, late 50s, early 60s, so it was really good. It was a new venue for us because previously we'd been somewhere else. Clive's a friend of mine. I've known him for quite a few years. We met in antenatal classes, actually, so that's how we got to know each other. We had masks on that whole period, so it took me a while to see.
To actually recognise him afterwards.
Exactly, but the first one was a great success. Everyone wants to do it again, so we're going to do another one in February, probably.
Wonderful.
So,
well, I hope that time I can make it.
Yes, please.
Thank you very much for the invitation. It's always a lot of fun and really nice to catch up with you.
And you. Thank
Lots
you.
of love to Michelle and the babies.
Oh, they're not babies anymore, 3 and 2.
I know, it goes quickly, huh?
I know it does.
Goes really quickly.
Great.
Fabulous.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, hey.
Linea Directa has come up with a squatter policy for just €24 a year. You don't have to have your home insurance with them. This is a completely separate matter to protect you from squatters. For more information, call 952 147834 or their website, Linea.Directa.com.
Zero Hero, welcome to BEL MARE.
Hey, hey, it's a brand new.
Zero Hero customers are welcome to Restaurant Alameda in OBAL Urban Hotel in Marbella.
Linea Directa appreciates just how important our pets are to us. And that's why they brought out one of the most comprehensive insurance policies on the market from just €39.90 a year. Give them a call on 952 147834 or from the website Linea.Directa.com.
Zero Hero, welcome to Hard Rock Hotel Marbella.
Hey, hey.
Just before we went out and about, we were chatting with Jeremy Ferguson, and he holds very special business lunches. And the comeback business lunch was held at Coto restaurant. He met the owner, Clive, at prenatal classes. So, Clive, welcome to the programme, and I imagine you are a new father-ish, newish.
Well, ish, I mean, they grow very quickly, but yeah, it's still newish to everything as well.
So congratulations, lovely to welcome you to the programme. You have just one child, was that the first?
Just the one at the moment, yes, James, who's, yeah, be 4 in December already.
Oh, how lovely. It goes quickly, doesn't it?
Too quickly, unfortunately,
Way
especially
too
in the
quickly.
trade.
So where are you from originally, Clive?
Originally South Africa, Durban. So
Wow.
born and bred, yes. Been around a bit, so, but left in about the year 2000, went to the UK, then the UK to France, France to Spain, basically.
And all that with your family, or did you pick up the family along the way?
Along the way, basically. I met my wife in France, in Annecy, so, and yeah, I think I was locked and never really looked back since then.
Oh,
so.
how cute. Is she French?
No, she's English.
Oh, there you go. It's
But,
amazing where the English get to, and
I know,
and the South Africans to meet up with people.
No, I was very fortunate. Both my parents were both born in Britain as well, so they immigrated to South Africa, where they had myself.
And I see you're dressed like a chef. Are
I
you
am.
a chef? I know you're the owner of the Coto restaurant. But
As well, the head chef of the restaurant. So I do it all. Basically, this is my outfit 24/7. Almost feels like I live there more than I do with my family at the moment. So.
I bet it does. When did you get into cooking? Is this something that you've had a passion for since childhood? How did your chef history start?
I think it was always there. My granddad was always into hospitality and hotels, and eventually converted hotels into retirement homes. So growing up in that kind of industry, I think was always my blood. All I wanted to do was live by the beach and skateboard, to be honest. But then I went to England and found a great passion for food, and the way to be able to do it from different angles and present it was mind-blowing at the time, and haven't really looked back myself since that.
You've opened the restaurant Coto. Is this a new venture?
Very much a new venture. So I've got a very good businessman behind me, or shall I say partner, and he kind of pushed me into it and said, you need to get back into your restaurants. I went private for a long time, so the restaurant was there, but I enjoyed the life instead of the restaurant life, say. But I think it was always still there in my blood, and I needed to get back, and it kind of started from that.
It's a tough business. I think people a lot of time think, oh, I'm going to go move to Spain, I'm going to open up a bar or a restaurant. But it is one of the hardest businesses because you're always, as you say, working from the shopping to the preparing to the deciding what you're going to offer.
Very much so. It's relentless, basically. There's a lot of sacrificing going involved, especially with family, friends, your own lifestyle. It becomes your life, and hence why I think most chefs, when you ever do see them, are wearing their chef jackets or kind of
ready to get back in that kitchen.
Or their pajamas, basically.
Who cooks at home?
Generally the wife. If it was going to be me cooking at home, it wouldn't be anything more than kind of pot noodles, because it's the last thing I want to see on my less than half a day off, basically.
There's a saying in Spanish, en casa de herrero, cuchillo de palo. In the ironmonger's house, they use a wooden spoon.
Exactly.
I can understand that. So tell us a little bit about the restaurant. What's the style of cuisine?
So at the moment, we're doing kind of a European cuisine, basically. So we use a lot of traditional dishes, but do a little bit of a modern twist. And then every other dish, there's kind of one of my dishes.
But give us some your favourite dishes.
Oh, there's loads. It's one of the worst questions to ask a person, because I've done so many dishes over the time, but I love...
If I was to go today to the restaurant, what would you recommend that I try?
Definitely the meat side. The meats, we have some brilliant kind of aged beef. We use secreto. We use we've even putting back venison now. So a lot of game that you'll see walking around the premises might actually be on the menu. So it's kind of, we try to keep seasonal, and we like to change. So we always come out with daily specials and different options, as well as trying to figure out what the market wants. So.
Whereabouts is the Coto restaurant?
So we are nestled on the Ronda Road. It's kind of just past the south entrance of Zagaleta and before the north, so kind of nestled into the mountain.
So it's not too far up?
No, I'd say it's about 10 minutes coming from Marbella without traffic, obviously. And on a bad day, 15 minutes. It seems further, but once you're there, you got the amazing
But it's
views.
a good road.
It's a very well looked after road.
Yeah, because I mean, when people say the Ronda Road, a lot of people have this envision that they're going to be winding their way through the mountains.
I know, you'd have to go all the way to Marbella, all the way to Ronda for that to kind of get that car sickness, as they say. As we have a lot of people kind of stopping over the car by saying, no, we just need a bit of fresh air, because
And also people drink when they go out, so it's nice that they have an idea that not going...
So for a taxi, taxi anything from 5 years to 20 years, depending on where you're living.
Perfect, absolutely wonderful.
Exactly.
Do you open for lunch and dinner?
So we open lunches and dinner. Lunches we generally 1 to 4, and then dinners we do 6 to 11. So.
Is that every day of the week?
Except Sundays. Sundays we do a full-on traditional kind of, we say English roast, a Sunday lunch roast, and we close the evenings on Sunday lunch Sunday evenings.
So you open every single day for lunch, but then you only close Sunday evenings after you've done your traditional. When you say traditional, what things do you do differently to the tradition?
Well, it's obviously using the local produce first of all, and then but we use the same techniques as you would do. So you still get your traditional Yorkshire pudding and cauliflower cheeses and stuff. It's something a bit more hearty, especially, and for a winter period, it's a perfect hearty kind of meal that people, instead of running to the beach and looking after their beach buds, now they can kind of.
What kind of price range are you focused on?
It's something for everyone for me, I'd say. We have everything up to caviar, which you get, you know, your imperial caviar, your royal caviar, which are, it's quite a lot of money for a small portion, but at the same time, when you come for lunch, you can pay 30 euros with a free glass of wine and...
So you have a lunch menu as well?
As well, yes. And you get a complimentary drink with it, as well as a 2-course or 1-course, depending. With traditional dishes like tortillas and the Spanish omelette, exactly the same thing, but and then everything to a club sandwich, to a lovely piece of pave of salmon. So yeah, the options are there. We try to be a little bit different to your general kind of everyday Spanish Chiringuita story, but at the same time have a market for people who just want to come for an easy, quick lunch, as well as people who want to come for a full-on a la carte
and actually dining
experience. Yeah. So a full-on a la carte experience, which will just, you know, hopefully leave your taste buds wondering afterwards, basically.
And I suppose you're open for events, weddings, meetings, all kinds of things.
We do a lot of private events, and also we do our own events for Coto events. We recently did a South African evening night where we made our own biltong, which is a cured meat, basically, very similar to beef jerky, but I think tastes a hell of a lot better. And traditional dishes like bunny chow, which is a curry in the sense of a loaf. But then we've also done paella nights as well. So we've done the full-on paella nights. We have the big stands out, and I have my Spanish chefs kind of cooking away, and it gives them a bit of peace of mind where it's not the same a la carte every night over and over again.
Do you have inside and outside dining as well?
Yes. So we've got a beautiful terrace, surrounding terrace. We even have a roof terrace as well upstairs, which is more kind of lounging pre-dinner drink or after-dinner drink with fantastic views over the whole Marbella coastline, so it's all good.
It sounds absolutely fabulous. You certainly landed, it would seem, on your feet, albeit in a kitchen, 24/7.
Yes, I don't know if my wife prefers this or kind of a bit against it, you know, she can do what she wants when she wants, but at the same time, is she missing me that much? Which I think she obviously is, especially my son.
I would definitely think so, but I suppose you give it a go. See how it goes. It's still all very new.
Exactly.
And if it's worth it, that as you're investing in your future, then I'm sure she'll hang on a little bit.
Of course, it was for all of us. It's for the whole family.
Exactly.
So, you know.
And then get maybe someone to come in and take your place. You could teach them your secrets.
That's definitely the long-term goal. So eventually sit back and kind of, you know,
be head chef, but just oversee everything.
Yeah.
Do you have any aspirations to go for Michelin stars or things like that, or are you trying to keep it more down to earth?
A lot of people have always said you should go, and I've been there, I've worked in Michelin star restaurants, and it's intense. And for the amount of staff you kind of need to have to maintain these standards in Michelin stars is very intense, and it's a lot of commitment, even more than what I'm doing at the moment. But at the same time, I want people to have good produce done at an affordable price at the same time, feel like they're in a luxury place, and enjoy an experience that sometimes people don't normally get the option to have.
Sounds wonderful, and I uphold your decision to not go for Michelin stars, because really, having watched Danny Garcia go through it, it really is a lot of work, and then you've got to maintain it, and at the end of the day, as long as you've got the client's approval and you've got that return business, what more validation can one really ask for?
Exactly, and even Danny Garcia has been one of our clients that have come to the restaurant, as you said. So, but yeah, because he loves his golf and he plays a lot in Los Sequeros, I think. So, and we only just up the road from there.
Wonderful. Well, I'm ever so happy for you, very proud of you, and I look forward to coming and trying it out for myself.
Please do.
Yes, I really missed out at the business lunch. Unfortunately, a friend wasn't well and I couldn't make it, but I will definitely be giving it a go and giving you my feedback.
Good. I can't wait for it and really look forward to it.
Clive, thank you so much.
And your pleasure. Thank you so much, and have a great day.
When you think of car or motorbike insurance, think Linea Directa. When you most need your insurance company, Linea Directa are there for you. With tow trucks, courtesy car, mechanics, legal advice, even overnight stay in a hotel if you need it. There's a whole department dedicated to us Brits with people who speak English there to help us. If you're looking for an insurance policy that really takes all your needs into consideration whilst you're driving in Spain, then Linea Directa really is the company for you. Why don't you give them a call? 952 14 78 34 or contact them online.
Thank you.
Zero Hero, welcome to the sister restaurant.
Zero, welcome to Sunday.
I am delighted to welcome back to the programme Charo van Hulst. She used to be a really regular guest talking about the Butterfly Children charity. Since lockdown and COVID, she went to work with a company called Third Home, renting, exchanging really exclusive luxury properties. And now she's also involved in a new project about Russia. Not Russia, Russia. And I'm looking forward to learning more because it sounds quite intriguing. I'm very big on frequencies and understanding the vibrations of the body and our energies. So, Charo, this new project that you're involved with is quite exciting and leading you into some exciting situations, such as being in the big fight and...
Thanks for having me again. Welcome. Well, thank you for having me, and really great to be back.
It's quite a different topic to talking about the Butterfly Children charity.
Yeah, although there is a charity involved in this, because I got involved thanks to a medical mission in Manila in February. And there was this advanced technology, which they called the Rasha. And it was in that project, which was a medical mission, mainly helping kids on a spectrum to make them calm because it was in a hospital. And so, yeah, I am extremely grateful that it crossed my path, thanks to a friend. I also had some sessions myself, so I'm really happy with the results that I'm not suffering migraine anymore. Not as much as I did. So yeah, and I meditate. So I was raised with meditation, and this is very advanced. And yeah, I wish my dad was still alive. My dad was a pro in meditation, and so his doctor always said, for us, it's a miracle that your dad is still, walking. What is he doing? And I said, well, I think it's the meditation. So yeah, I do believe in that, getting yourself in this homeostasis, that your left and your right brain part of the brain is getting at ease. Not easy in the society we live.
We have so many influences of vibrations.
Yes.
I mean, there's so many. I mean, just the channels of television, those frequencies that are rushing around, plus all the radio, plus our mobile phones,
5G.
plus. And obviously we are receiving all of this.
Yes.
And it can influence us in many ways.
100%.
So this technology basically is to reset our natural balance, as I understand it?
Yes. Yeah, we have... you need to think of, you put a headphone on, and it's connected with the Rasha. You can have one Rasha and 2 headphones on it. And then, for example, if you're very stressed, we can put a stress relief frequency, which might be different than if you're having a treatment for something else. But yeah, it's extremely relaxing. And what I say, because, again, I do meditate for a while, and for me, when I was on the machine in Manila, it just took me there where I normally would take an hour, and I was right there in that moment and that peace of mind in 2 minutes. So you need only a session or let's say a treatment of 20 minutes to get in that full relaxation state.
And when you're in that state, what is the feeling? What is that experience?
You're interconnecting with your, let's say, consciousness, with your own consciousness, and it's activating in some way. So when you wake up, or I mean, I feel it as waking up. It's not that you fall asleep, but you do feel
when
like...
you come to, exactly, when you're more with it.
You wake up and you have actually no sense of time, matter, or space. So that brings you in this, in this frequency, in this state of like, okay, it could have been an hour, it could have been 2 hours, but because of my meditation backgrounds, I go straight into this relaxation. I wake up and I feel like it's a siesta of 2 hours, right? And when I woke up in that hospital, Manila, after doing a volunteering of 8 hours, we just got a session, and I just felt so sharp, and I could feel that I could work another 8 hours in the hospital as a volunteer. And I was just behind my eyeballs. It's not really easy to explain, but so sharp that I thought like, wow, this is another level. This is the future for, maybe people who would like to learn about meditation, who would like to relax, relax maybe in a different way. I think everybody would love to find a relaxation moment once in a week. I think some people do a massage or whatever. But yeah, this is to another level.
So is this now available in Marbella or in Spain locally? How do people try it if they wanted to try it out?
Well, I'm excited to inform that the first Rasha is now in Alicante. So that's the first one in let's say, in Spain where the people can go. It's in a clinic. Not sure if I can say the name, but
you can.
SHA. It's SHA Wellness Clinic. And that's the first official place people can go. And it's a quite prestigious clinic. I know some people go there for a week or a retreat, you can choose. But at least now the Rasha is there. And the results are amazing.
How many sessions would one need to do? So let's say you decide to go to Alicante to do this treatment. Like how many times would you need to go? Is it once a month or once every 6 months, or what's the...
I mean, it's a valid question, of course. I mean, if people would go to SHA and they do, let's say, a week treatment, then I would definitely say use it every day. And then depending on what you would like to treat, for example, if you would have insomnia and you are there the whole week, then I would say do 20 minutes insomnia, 20 minutes stress relief, or we make a program. So it depends on the condition you would like to treat. And of course, the time you are in the SHA clinic. But if we have, for example, kids on a spectrum, and they would be around, and we would definitely recommend it to do it twice a week. Yeah, depending on how long they can do the headphones, because sometimes kids on the spectrum, they feel...
claustrophobic.
Yeah, they don't like it. And so in Manila, we also have group sessions, and then it will be on altavoces. How do you say?
Loudspeakers.
Loudspeakers, thank you. Sometimes I'm lost in things.
You sponsored the big fight recently in Marbella Arena.
Yes.
And you did some presentations there in like a dome.
Yes.
So that
you've seen that. Cool. Yeah. So we, besides the Rasha itself, there are normally 2 chairs. Those are also vibrating and having the relaxation frequency of the headphones connected. But on top of that, we have the dome. Yeah, and that's actually to keep all the beautiful energy inside and to keep everything outside. So,
are they looking, or you looking to expand, to have machines in other places? What's the projections?
Yes, I can't tell that much, but we have big plans. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Watch this space then. Coming soon.
Exactly. Stay tuned. No, it is going to be. Hopefully next year we do another event, and I will let you know. And step by step. Yeah. of course, it's something exclusive. For now, it's not for everybody, but we hope one day it will be for everybody.
It's like all new technologies.
Yes.
The beginning, it's very costly.
Yes.
And then hopefully as people get more into it, more used to it, and trust it, the situation more.
Exactly.
But I know that frequency is very important.
Yes.
And everyone vibes. So everyone has a vibe. Some good, some not so good, but everyone has a vibe.
100%. I think we're all interconnected with energy, and unfortunately still a few people underestimate it, but I'm very grateful that I found out that it's helping a lot of people in their favor, and especially in my life.
And something very different, which is nice, isn't it, to do different challenges, because you still do collaborate a lot with the Butterfly Children charity with Deborah.
Yes, that goes like non-stop, unconditionally. Sometimes my car boot is still full with clothes and I drive
Quick
up and down
update for our viewers on the Butterfly Children charity, how they can get involved and help.
Yeah, so the FNAC Christmas wrapping is coming up. I will be there, December, so after, Black Friday we start.
Do you need volunteers for that, or are you all covered?
Always, yeah. We had a beautiful golf event in September. But yeah, we still need volunteers badly. To be honest, it's a non-stop ongoing challenge. Of course, people come and go. But in San Pedro, we have a shop here in Jacinto Benavente.
Exactly, the post office road in Marbella, I call it.
Exactly, and one in Malaga Center, close to the bus station.
I have to say that some of my nicest garments I get from the Butterfly Children charity shops. It's definitely one of my top picks, particularly in Marbella.
Yeah.
Because they're just, and San Pedro, I think we have such a nice quality of people living here that they actually do donate really nice things.
Yes.
Really nice things. And I bought lovely Christmas presents for my grandkids at the shops as well. So it really is worth checking out. Don't think, second hand. No. It's real, other people's treasures that we get to share in.
Yeah, 100%. And it's just cool to... Also with dresses, sometimes with the gala or even a wedding. I mean, you only wear it once, but you help the charity with it, and you still have a new dress because it's only high quality. They don't sell things which are not ironed or not clean or,
And also footwear. I mean, it's amazing the things you can pick up, and men's jackets and school uniform bits.
Oh, funny. Actually, my boots are from the shop.
But it is, I mean, I've got... I remember going to record once. You were doing an initiative in the San Pedro shop. And I left with the most amazing black velvet cape.
Yeah.
I mean, it was literally, I just saw it out the corner of my eye and it's like mine.
Yeah, I
absolutely must have. And a really nice pale blue jacket from Zara. I mean, like really nice things for silly money.
Yeah.
So it really do. I can highly recommend that you check out the charity shops. And then if you want to do Christmas wrapping in the FNAC, in La Cañada shopping centre.
And we will do golf next year. Enough golf coming up. And... and maybe some other events, hopefully also combined. But
And finally, just a quick word. Third Home, you're working very long and hard at Third Home. You've been, I think, quite instrumental in building it up. It's really a brand to contend with now, and I'm sure that you and your team have done a lot to get it to that point.
Yeah, very proud to be involved. 4.5 years now.
Wow.
Started as office manager, had a journey of some promotions, and now I'm a partnership manager, which is cool. I still do a hybrid role anyway. But we started with 4, and we're now with 14 in 4.5 years. The office, and we get in 100 members a month. Only in this office.
That's quite impressive. They must be delighted in the States with you guys.
Yeah. The founder just came in September, and he's really, really happy and delighted to have us. We speak up to 8 languages in the office, and we just opened a new office in Australia, and we've got another colleague in Brazil. So overall, we're now in 100 countries.
That is amazing, and the concept being, if you have a nice home, more than one nice home, that you can do basically time sharing.
Yeah,
really.
It's in the best sense of the word. It has nothing to do with the old way of time sharing, but it has everything to do with sharing your properties and share
For
it,
a certain amount
your
of
second
time.
home. It needs to be your second home, and the minimum market value is $500,000. Yeah.
So it needs to be a nice home to be able to get on the list. But you also have some hotels and yachts that are part of the initiative.
Exactly.
So the options are amazing. All around the world,
Yeah.
you can go and stay in people's beautiful homes when they're not using them, if you want to let people use yours, basically.
Yeah, it's it. It's the best return on your investment, to be honest, to optimize. It's very sustainable, and you will be part of a like-minded community. So.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
On all counts. Charo van Hulst, watch that space. Really awesome, Charo. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And lovely to catch up with you. And lovely to catch up with all of you too. You can watch recordings of the programme from the rtvmarbella.tv website. You can also go to my website, nicoleking.es, for links to the programme, also to my column in the Euro Weekly News Marbella Moments, and to our Zero Hero website, which is a good food guide listing lots of restaurants, hotels and bars that recommend that you drive safely. In order to encourage that, they give free soft drinks to the designated driver. Today we had Coto restaurant on the programme. They are now also a Zero Hero venue. So why pay if you don't have to? If you're the designated driver, go to the website ZeroHero.es and choose one of the many places that you can go to that will reward you for taking our safety seriously. And with the festivities coming up, I think this is definitely something to take into consideration. Let's face it, in some places you can pay €4 or €5 just for a bottle of water, so well worth checking out. Take care of yourselves, be nice to each other, and I look forward to welcoming you back next week for more of what's going in Marbella right now.